feel once you became aware that it was actually a police officer that shot you in the back?
I felt betrayed. Very betrayed, deeply.
Okay. Well, that kind of gives an overview and some detail as to what went on up to the point you were shot in the back. I'd like to transition now and show you some of the physical evidence that was gathered at the scene. Specifically, I'd like to bring to your attention Defendant's Exhibit A. This is the knife that was recovered at the scene of the crime, or excuse me, the scene of the incident, not necessarily a crime. And could you describe this knife for me?
It looks like a utility knife.
Are you sure this looks like a utility knife?
No. No, it does. It looks like my fishing knife.
Okay. Had you ever seen this knife before the trial began?
No, I have not.
Okay. As we started with your testimony early on, you recounted that you were a carpenter.
Yes.
And do you use this type of knife at all as a carpenter?
No.
Do you use any kind of knives in your trade as a carpenter?
Yes, we do.
And what type of knife would that be?
That would be called a utility knife.
Okay. Could you describe the type of utility knife you use for me?
Yeah. It's got, the utility knife is very unique in its little look. It looks kind of like a box cutter.
Okay. How does the blade of the utility knife in size or length compared to the blade of the knife that was found at the scene of the crime?
It's shorter, much shorter.
Okay. And do you own any other types of knives?
Yes, I own one other knife.
And what do you use that particular knife for?
That one I used for fishing.
Okay. That knife similar to the one that was found at the scene, or is it different?
No, it's much different. Yes, it's much different.
Okay. So let me kind of recap for the jury right now. Up until the trial began, you had never seen that knife that was recovered at the scene of the incident.
No.
And you don't own a knife of that type.
No.
Haven't used a knife of that type.
No.
Okay. And the knife you do use for work is a utility knife and very much different from that.
Yes.
Okay, a few last questions before I have a final one. You mentioned earlier that you played some baseball with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as baseball, which hand do you use to throw the baseball?
My left hand.
Signing, writing checks, letters?
Left hand.
Left hand. Have you always been left-handed?
Yes, left-handed has always been my hand.
Okay. One other thing I'd like to ask you is obviously your surname Ramirez has Hispanic.
Uh-huh.
Do you speak Spanish at all?
No.
Have you ever spoken Spanish?
No.
Okay. Last question, Mr. Ramirez. Did you stab Officer Levy in the shoulder the morning of December 7th when he confronted you outside your car?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have no more questions for you.